Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm gonna quickly walk you through the process of setting up Google Ads conversions for your Shopify store. There are two options that you want to configure. One is the easier one you set up through Google and the YouTube channel, right? It's the easier option. And the second is the coded option that you implement in the settings area. So I'm gonna walk you through both the conversion tracking options. Ideally, you want to keep both the conversion trackings up and running, because if for some reason one conversion tracking source isn't working, you can at least rely on the other, or at least for comparison purposes you want to keep them both up and running. But there's a process. You have to create two conversion events within Google Ads as well, and map them to the correct source within your Shopify account. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. And go to your Shopify store, click on apps. First, let's go through the Google and YouTube channel process. So if you pull that up, it's going to ask you there's going to be, if you haven't already set this up, it's going to be a prompt at the top asking you to set the conversion, set it up through this channel. And if you already have done that, it's asking you to remove duplicate text from other places in your Shopify. So which you don't want to do that, right? You don't want to, let's say, duplicate it in a way that Google sees it, because if you're using only one conversion event within your Google Ads account and mapping the same conversion goal to both the sources, it's going to cause duplication. So you want to keep things separate. I have completed this process here, so I'm not able to go through it as far as the setup process is concerned. I mean, it's a very few simple steps you're gonna have to go through. It's asking you to set this up. Click on it. Your Shopify store is already connected to your Google Ads account, and you just have to select a few default options, including, let's say, the conversion event there, right? So if you don't have two conversion events, it's going to ask you the one that's available. In my case, it was this one, but I'm going to have to go ahead and now change that within the settings. So if I go to the settings, go to the conversions down there, I see that the conversion event that's mapped to the Shopify, Google, and YouTube channel here is the only conversion event that I have, right? So if I open this up, I see is this one, right? And I don't want that. I want to have a unique conversion goal connected to the Google and app channel conversion source, and this one I want to keep it connected to the regular conversion tracking option, which is the code option in the settings area. I will show you that option in a bit, but just to complete this process, what I want to do now is set up a new conversion goal and map that to my conversion source within Shopify, Google, and YouTube channel source. So create new conversion, and it's just the e-commerce, so I'm gonna stick to this. This is saying via Google tag not installed. It really isn't the case. It's already installed, but due to some Google glitch, it's not showing. So for example, if I click here and scan it, now it says setup. If I click on setup, it's going to take me to, let's say I set up a Google tag where it says it's already installed, but if I come back here, it checks tag installation. It just gives this weird not installed yet option, but I know it's installed if I go check on the website and using some extensions. For example, the Tag Explorer, I can see here that the Google ads tag should show up somewhere here. Let's wait for it to load. It's taking a bit of time. Okay. Right, now let's try it. So we see, it's already there, right? So the Google tag is installed. We can ignore that. In your case, it shows up. Just ignore it and press done. And you can save and continue, right? This one is going to be purchase event, so I'm gonna create a new add conversion event like this. Do it manually, and for the conversion setup, if you wanna, do a few setups, let's say give it a unique name that's gonna be purchase, and I would like to say Shopify, let's say Google app conversions, right? And here every conversion needs to be counted, and if you want to set a default conversion value, right, just in case the conversion value doesn't pass, you can do that, but we can keep it as it is, and set done, save, and continue. Now it's going to give us the conversion tracking snippet, right? All we have to do is just copy this part, right? This part. So I'm going to copy this, so paste it here and copy just this part. Go back to our Shopify store, click manage, click here and place it, delete it, add a new one, save, and save, right? And confirm. You can similarly add these other, let's say, Shopify events as well. You just have to go to Google, create a new conversion event for each of these, and kind of map those to these various, let's say, to cart, page view, product view, etc., and confirm, right? So I confirmed it and I completed this setup. Now it's not mixing things up with the regular conversion event that had been in place, right? Now I will be seeing two different, let's say, conversion goals here, right? Conversion actions here. One is the regular one, right, that has been in place, and the other one is the one that I have just set up within Shopify through Google and YouTube channel. This one has to be troubleshooted. I mean, it's gonna take a bit of time for a conversion to take place. Once it happens, this data is going to be from inactive to active, right? You can do a test order, but since it's live site, I'm not able to do that. You can do that, and you can get this thing sorted real quick if you are doing a test, let's say conversions on your website. But otherwise, you have to wait until a conversion event happens on your website and its status changes to, let's say, live, right? So this is one option. The other one is you have to go to settings and go to the customer event section, right? And here you have to add a custom pixel, right? If you haven't already, you have to create a custom pixels and put in the codes, right? So in this case, I have one already set up. So I'm just gonna show you the code that you need to place when you add a new one, right? So it's Google Ads conversion. I'm gonna place this code somewhere in the description as well, so it's easy for you to access. You might be seeing this part of the code somewhere else as well, but ideally you want to add the cart, add to cart part of the code as well. That way, it also passes the add to cart value over to the Google account, and you're able to check those secondary conversions as well. So in here, you just have to set a few things, permissions. So when you click on, let's say, a new custom event, it's going to ask you for permissions, whether it's required, not required. And data sales, you can, depending on your situation, you can select, let's say, data qualifies as data scale. Generally, you can set it to not required, and data collection does not qualify as data sale, etc. and then you can just place the code, right? This code. I'm gonna put this in the description somewhere. And what you have to do is just tweak this part of the code. Right here, you have to change the source with your Google Ads source, right? So this one. So you can find this where you can go to, let's say, the conversion event that you have set up within Google, and go to tag setup, go to, let's say, conversion event. Here is where you are seeing this, right? This one, gtag, js, this one, right? Or not, this one, sorry. You don't have to change the entire, let's say, the entire URL. You just have to change this bar, right? My bad. You don't have to, replace this entire, let's say, source URL, but just this part, right? You have to change this with your ID, which is here, right? It starts with AW and the code that you see on your end, and just copy that and place it in here, right? Similarly here as well, you have to just copy the ID and the this part, right? Just copy this part and place here, and that's pretty much it. I think there's no other changes required. Yeah, here as well, right? Here again, it's just the AW. So whatsoever the format is in here, you don't have to change anything else. You just have to change, let's say, the conversion ID and the conversion ID and label here, here, and here, right? Just copy it and replace it and put it in the code, and you can, you can save it, and then you can do a real quick test, right? So if I go to the site and let's say view product, right, and complete a test conversion, right, you'll be able to see that using a tool like let's say here as well. So the pixel helper tells us what events have triggered, have fired, right? Here one of the events that I have is, let's say, add to cart event, right? So as soon as I add the product to cart, it's gonna trigger that event, product added to cart, it's successful. And if I go ahead and complete the checkout, it's gonna trigger this event as well, which is checkout completed, and you're gonna send that data over to Google Ads account. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, if there isn't anything, if anything is unclear, or you wanted to cover a few other conversion tracking options, including direct Google Ads implementation, let's say on your other store, let's say maybe a WooCommerce store or your website, or tracking via Google Tag Manager, do mention those in the comments, and I would love to cover those in future videos. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and see you in the next one. Wonderful day. Bye.